Hello and welcome to Universus. Today we're dipping back into the dungeons. There is a cheeky little E-rank dungeon I thought I'd jump in on because I need a few more magic stones. But the Sung Jin-Woo decks were revealed and we got to see all these amazing cards. I'm a big fan of the UR attack, World's Weakest Hunter. I want to talk about the most powerful card in this deck. I want to talk about the card which is going to reshape Standard. And that card, of course, being Fateful Decision. So if you look at content creators, even among ourselves and all the other content creators that were looking at it, it is kind of unanimously agreed that this card is an error. This card should have been a response for its second enhance. But Fateful Decision is a 1 cost, 5 control, 3 mid block, all attuned, so it can go in any character that has the all symbol, with 2 abilities, a very kind of French vanilla kind of ability that we see in all kinds of products of commit, this attack gets -2 speed, and then an enhance after you play a block, it gains breaker 1. Now, most people have come to the conclusion this is going to be errata to response, and that's because of the way the wording, the way these abilities usually go down. But one thing to remember about this IP, Sung Jin-Woo doesn't go down the way things are supposed to go down. Sung Jin-Woo doesn't play games the way everybody else does it. His abilities are not fair. His abilities exceed the limitations of the system he is in. So why can't Fateful Decision? Why can't Fateful Decision be an enhance that basically says all of your blocks get breaker 1? All of your blocks get breaker 1 on a non-unique foundation. If you have multiples of these down, yes, you're going down a resource, but you're basically looking your opponent dead in the eyes and going, commit. All my blocks get breaker 1. Your enhance. Nothing? Cool. Commit. All my enhances get another breaker 1. They're like, oh. And each of those counts as a different instance of breaker 1. And I think this would be great for control, great for defensive players, a great thing that could happen that could slow the game down enough to make characters like Sung Jin-Woo a lot more playable. It makes characters like Rodan absolutely impossible to play against. Rodan having access to this is just an absolute nightmare, but that's part of the power leveling going. That's our job as players to find a way to even that out. There are cards that can interact with this, such as Red Right Unbreakable. But I want to see this stay the same as it is. I think this card will be so much more impactful if it's just commit all your blocks get breaker 1. Absolute menace to the meta. All characters would have an amazing defense in a time where all doesn't really have the same support as other cards. I think since Girl Power, since Godzilla, it's had 1 card, and now it's getting a few cards in soul leveling, and we don't know if it's going to be Critical Role because we don't know what the symbol identities of Critical Role are going to be. So who knows? But all having access to this kind of blanket defense would be absolutely amazing. I'll be able to just shut down your opponent and going, yep, you're not hitting me, you're not stringing out against me. You make your attack matter. How many times can you have breaker fodder? How many times can you play something from your capital? How many times can you cheat progressive while I'm making you waste resources? Is absolutely great. It's great against these colossal titan attacks where they're high difficulty with a high check. It's great against these kind of stringing decks where they can get you lots of attacks that are quite fast but low damage. It's like going, I'm going to make you play this game in a worse way because I don't want to die. And that is something that Sung Jin-Woo absolutely loves. He does not play the game, he does not play the system the same as everybody else. And Fateful Decision literally just being a card that lets him bolster his defense in I am not dying here is great. It's a Fateful Decision for both players. Fateful Decision, how many times can I break her before they stop, and how many times can my opponent swing in through this breaker, through this damage I am causing to them before I die. I love this. I think this is great. Yes, it's most likely going to get errata. Yes, it's most likely going to be a response. But I think as an enhance, it's not game breaking. but it does make some characters a lot harder to deal with, such as Rodan. But it would slow down the format. PVS talks about wanting the game to go to turn 4, turn 5. This is a great way. This having this blanket effect on my blocks have breaker 1 is great, and people will forget about it as well. And that's another aspect of the game. I am all in for this. I think this is very, very cool. I think if it does come in, it would be the most powerful card in the deck, if not the most powerful card all has at the moment. And I am all for it. I really want to see Sung Jin-Woo become meta relevant, and I think a card like this is a great step towards getting in there if it doesn't get errated. We will find out in 3-4 weeks if it does get errated, but I'm hoping it doesn't, because this is a very solid card, very solid defense, and I'm really excited to see how people are going to utilize this if it doesn't get errated. What do you guys think? Should it be errated? Would you like to see this card stick around in its base form with the enhance? What do you think the ramifications will be for both? And how excited are you for soul leveling? I'm very excited for soul leveling. And altar attacks and foundations look absolutely gorgeous. They capture the motion of action so very well. And I cannot wait to get my hands on this product. This is probably the most I've ordered of a challenger because I want to get a hold of as many altars as possible without having to pay the ridiculous singles prices because of how good these cards look. They're probably going to be expensive on the secondary market. I will catch you all in the next one where I talk about more crazy theories, wrong opinions about cards, and how much more I wish this game was broken. But for now, I'll catch you all in the next video. And remember, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Goodbye.